we will now see a complete tutorial on Audacity. Occasionally, you will see questions like this throughout this Audacity Complete tutorial to assess your learning. This Audacity Complete tutorial discusses everything you need to know as a beginner. Let's start with how to record audio in Audacity. This red button does the recording for Audacity. If you click on it, it will start recording your audio. When your audio gets recorded, you will see a timeline, and in this timeline, you will see the waveform. When you are done with recording, click this black stop button and your recording will stop. But before you start recording in Audacity, you have to check couple of things. The first thing, you have to set which microphone do you want to use. If you have multiple microphones in your system, you can see that here and choose the one through which you want to get the recording. If you are using a plug and play microphone, sometimes they may not appear here. If you get into that issue, check transport and then rescan audio devices. The next thing you have to do is to select the recording channel. If you are doing a voiceover or podcast, mono is okay. If you are recording song or music, then you have to choose stereo. You do not see the stereo option here as this microphone only supports mono. But if I switch to another microphone, then I have the option to choose both stereo and mono. The next thing you have to do is to choose the project rate. You will see lots of options to choose from, but if you choose a higher value, then that will take lots of space on the device. Also, this higher value have to be supported on your microphone, on your recording device, and on the application you are using. If you know nothing about this project rate, choose 44.1K or 48K. All the MP3 files use this 44.1K and you will get the maximum quality with this. Some video recording software use 48K, so if you wish you can also use that, but do not choose higher value than that. The last value you have to set for recording is the microphone volume level. Keep the microphone volume level to the highest level. If it is getting too loud, then you can decrease that. But normally volume level need to be raised in post-production, so setting it to highest level is okay. Click the record button and the recording will start. When recording starts, you have to check another thing, that is this playback meter. You will always want this playback meter to be above -24 because a good volume level during recording is needed. Otherwise, in post-production, you won't be able to improve your audio quality. When you are done with recording, click on this black stop button. So you are done with recording, so what's next? Okay, you have now three options. You can start editing this, or you can go to file and then export, and export is to MP3 or WAV and send it to someone, or you can save the project. If you save the project, you can open it anytime and do editing from there. When you try to save a Audacity project, you will see a warning. This warning says that this is not an audio file. Only Audacity will be able to open this file. Click OK and then you have to give a project name. So I give it project name my project 1. So that project is saved now. If I close Audacity and open again, I'll be able to open that project. To open that project, I have to go file, then open. Then I have to go to the project location. So I name that project my project 1 and I can see that here. I'll open. So the project is open now and it is ready for editing. It is not necessary that you have to always record in Audacity to be able to edit there. You can open an existing MP3 or WAV file or other supported audio file to start editing in Audacity. To open an existing file, you have to go to File, then Open, then choose the existing WAV file or MP3 file you want to edit. When you open a file, it will open in a new Audacity window. So this one is the new Audacity window, and if I drag it down, we can see the other Audacity window. If you want to open multiple files under one project, then you have to use the import option. To use import, go to File, then Import, then Audio. Choose another file and click Open. You see that this file has been opened in a new track. So now you can edit these files independently. Let's now see very basic things of audio editing. So this is the timeline, and in this timeline you can see your audio with respect of time. So how your audio is in 3 seconds or how your audio is 4 seconds, you can see from here. With the mouse, this green head icon is moving, and this is called the playhead. So you can click at any point and the playhead will move. And if you press a space bar, then it will start playing from there. You can also play through this play button. Click the recording button and the record will. You can see the details of the timeline using this zoom tool. So this will zoom in, and to zoom out, use this one. You can use Audacity like a document editor. So if you want to delete something, just select that part and just hit the delete button on the keyboard. You can also copy some part, just select that with Ctrl C, then click on where you want to paste and then paste. If you want to silence some part of the audio, you can do that by selecting it and then go to this silence audio selection tool. Click on that and that audio will be silent. To undo the change, use the standard Command Z or Ctrl Z button. You can also view your editing history by going to View and then History. If you want to duplicate some part of track, then select it and press Command D or Ctrl D to duplicate, and that thing will be duplicated in a new track. You can also duplicate from menu. Select it and go to Edit, and then you see this duplicate. When you are using multiple tracks, you can use this mute or slow button to enable or disable a track. As now we have seen the basic editing things in Audacity, let's now see the effect. You will find effect under effect menu. You will find two group of effects here. The first effects are the built-in effect, and the later on are the additional or the add-on effects. Here you click on add or remove plugins, and then you will see which effects are here. You can select any of the effect and enable or disable that. Effects are the basic things to improve your audio. To improve audio, you have to apply these 5 effects, and these effects have to be applied on by on. Different effects require different kind of settings, and you have to understand a bit which settings does what. Audacity has already a good manual on the settings. I'll now show you a demo on how to improve the audio using these effects. For that, I'll first record the audio. I'll cross out this one and then hit record. This is the sample I'll be using for Audacity improvement. So you see a sample audio file here. It has some noises to start. Also it has some noises to the end, and this noise is basically all over the audio. So the first thing is to apply Audacity noise reduction. For Audacity noise reduction, you have to select a sample of the noise and then you have to go to the effect noise reduction. This noise sample can be in the beginning or in the middle or anywhere in the audio file. So select the audio and then go to effect noise reduction. Noise reduction is a two-step process. The first step is to giving Audacity the noise sample. You click on the get noise profile and Audacity will record this noise. Later Audacity will remove noise from this audio using that sample. To remove noise from any part of the audio, select that audio. For me the whole audio, so I'll select all of the audio by double clicking it. Then go to effect noise reduction again. In the step 2, you have to apply the noise reduction settings. You see here 3 settings for noise reduction. The first one is to how much noise you want to reduce. The second one is how aggressive this noise reduction will be. And the third one is to smooth frequency after reducing noise. Sometimes reducing noise can introduce some gaps, and these frequency smoothing bands help to reduce that gap. 0 means do nothing with the gap, and if you pick a greater value, then it will do something with the gaps. For voice, keep this value as low as possible. I suggest 1. You can use the default noise reduction and sensitivity. Too much noise reduction actually destroys the audio. If you click OK, then noise will be reduced. I clicked and you see the noise from this part and the middle and the from beginning has gone. So this was how you can apply noise reduction. The next thing is equalization. You will find equalization in effect, then in filter curve. There is another option, graphic EQ. You can use any of these, which one you prefer. I am showing you through filter curve. Let me flatten this on. So now this line is flat, and what it actually does, it actually increases or decreases volume level based on frequency. So you can choose which frequency to boost or which frequency to cut through equalization. Audacity gives some default presets and you can use those as a guidance. For example, many people use the bass boost and treble boost for equalization. You will find bass boost in the manage factory preset and then bass boost. If you select that, then you see that it is boosting on the bass level. The bass levels means the lower frequency, so from 20 to 100 it is boosting by 9 dB, and then from 100 to 500 it is boosting from 9 to gradually 0. So this is bass boost. If you apply this, then the bass area of your sound will be boosted. If you apply bass boost, then keep it down to 6 dB, as 9 dB boost is too much. Also, boosting the low frequency area for voice is not good, because human voice starts with 80 Hz. So for voice, if you boost in the lower than 80 Hz, then chances are the noise will be boosted but not the voice. So for voice, I will suggest you use the low roll off for speech. This way, if there is any noise below this frequency, then those will be cut. So kind of act like a noise reduction. Click OK to apply. I'll undo that as I have not selected it. So I'll select it, then go to Effect, Filter Curve, and then click OK. This was only for the lower frequency area. Now I will apply another boost on the treble area, that is the treble boost. If you apply treble boost, then you see that everything after 4000 Hz will be boosted by 9 dB. Once again I will drag it to the 6 dB and click OK to apply. So I have applied low roll up for speech and treble boost. The next step will be to apply compressor effect. For compressor effect, go to Effect, then Compressor. Compressor effect is applied to decrease gap between low and high volumes. For example, if your audio has some whisper in it and some shouting in it, then chances are the audio level will be different. Compressor can help to minimize those gaps. For compressor, you see there are some configurations. The threshold value decides after which value the compression should be applied. Here it is set to -12 dB. You can increase or decrease that. I'll keep the default 12. For noise floor, up to which volume it should be considered as a noise. So when the compression is done, it should not be compressed so it fall into the noise. Otherwise, noise will be considered as a low volume speech and the compression will raise the noise instead of lowering the gap between high and low volumes. I will keep other settings as it is and click OK. Next effect I will apply is the normalization. But before applying normalization, it is good idea to apply a limiter. In this audio, I do not have those kind of high peaks, but if you have an audio where there are occasional high peaks, then limiter can limit those high peaks, so the normalization will work good. To apply limiter, you should go to Effect, and you will find limiter in the additional plugin section. So here is the limiter. In limiter, you can select what kind of limiter you want to apply. Do not use clip. Clip distorts audio, and hard limit works fine. And here is how you want to limit the level. So it can be from -10 to 0. I'll keep it to -10 and okay. It has not made any changes in this audio as I do not have those occasional higher peaks. Then I will apply the normalization. Select all of this and then go to Effect, Normalize. In Normalize, keep the Remove DC Offset on. When you normalize the peak amplitude, the maximum value can be 0. You should try with negative on, then see how it is looking on the graph. For example, if I set -1, then this is the level I see now. If I now play this and have a look on the playback meter, then I will have an idea if it is okay. Okay, you see that in the playback meter it is going into the red region. You should normalize in a way so it does not cross the -6. So I'll undo that and try with another value. This time I will select 3. 3 looks quite okay, and the limiter, you can apply limiter again. Effect, limiter, and if I now play this, this is the sample I'll be using for Audacity improvement. You see that it is now on the region of -12 to 6 most of the time. So these are the basic effects to improve your audio, but there are a lot more effects in Audacity to use. For example, if you need to raise or lower volume level of an audio, select that and then go to Effect, Amplify. Amplify works both ways. You can use it to raise the volume or lower the volume. You can drag this slider to set the new peak amplitude. If I want to raise the volume, I will drag it to the right. If you drag too much to the right and the peak amplitude goes above 0, then you cannot apply that amplification. So you see it is amplified, and if I want to lower the volume, then I will drag it to the left until I set a new peak amplitude for it, and you see the level has been decreased now. So this way you can decrease or increase volume of a particular audio using Amplify effect. Our next effect is echo. Echo is kind of cool effect. To apply echo, select the audio, then go to Effect, Echo. Here you see couple of options for echo. You may be wondering, do you have to remember all the settings from all the effects all the time? The answer is no. The help icon you see here will give you a detailed explanation of the effect. This will take to a page where you will see how the effect works, and you will find detailed explanation about the configurations. For example, here delay time is the delay between the echoes. That means after how much time echo of a word will start. Let's set it to 1 second. Another interesting thing about effect is before applying the settings, you can hear a preview. When you click the preview button, it will play a 6-second preview. This is the sample I'll be using for Audacity improvement. Click OK and the echo will be applied. I'll undo this and go to echo again. If I set delay to 2 seconds, then echo will start after 2 seconds. For example, here you see the audio has started around 1 second. So when I will apply a 2 seconds delay, then echo will start around 3 seconds. The decay factor decides how loud the echo will be. If you set to 1, then the echo and the word will have the same volume level. If you set it to 0, then actually no echo. You see when I applied this configuration, the echo has been applied around 3 seconds. Let's now see about the reverb effect. Reverb is a bit advanced effect. If you are using Audacity for singing, then you have to use reverb. For voiceover, you can apply some cool effect using reverb. Also, if you need to brighten or dampen your voice, then you have to use reverb. You will see lots of options in the reverb to configure. A good place to start is with factory presets. With factory presets, you can apply reverb of a large room or a small room. Also, you can dampen or brighten your voice using this vocal 1 and vocal 2. Vocal 2 brightens your voice. To brighten your voice, you have to use tone high. The higher the value of the tone high, the brighter the sound will be. Another thing about reverb is you should apply reverb to a stereo track. For example, you see this is a mono track. You can easily convert a mono track to a stereo track. To convert to stereo track, duplicate the track. Here, click on Make Stereo Track. Now you see it is converted to stereo track. For reverb to be applied perfectly, there have to be some silence at the end. To add silence, click on a point on the track and then go to Generate Silence. Here you can specify how long the silence will be. I am setting it to 5 seconds. Click OK. And now you see a 5 seconds of silence has been added at the end. So now this track is ready to apply reverb. Select it, go to Effect Reverb, select the reverb you want to apply, and then click OK. So now reverb is applied to this sound. This is the sample I will be using for Audacity improvement. Our next effect is fade in and fade out. Fade in and fade out is quite simple effect. For example, I want to add fade in to this part. I will select it and then go to Effect Fade in. You see fade in is applied. For fade in, no extra configuration is needed. Fade out is similar. You select it and then go to Effect Fade Out. So that was all about the effects. Let's move into this toolbar section. If you go to View, then Toolbars, you can see all the toolbars available in Audacity. A tick mark on the left means that you have added that toolbar in Audacity. Let's focus on what this Tools toolbar can do. If you mouse over this toolbar, you can see what this toolbar does. I is the selection toolbar. So when this toolbar is selected, you can select an audio or a part of the audio in the timeline. If you select the envelope tool, you can increase or decrease volume of some part of your audio. Click between 2 points where you want to increase or decrease. Then you can drag up and down to increase or decrease the volume. This zoom tool is a standard zoom tool. You can select it and zoom into some part of your audio. Then there is this TimeShift tool. Using this TimeShift tool, you can drag your audio to a different time. For example, this audio has started with 0 second and you can drag it to a different time. If you do not want to drag all of the audio, you can split it and drag only that part. I will go back to the selection tool, then select this point for split and then go to Edit, Clip Boundaries, Split. So at that point I have splitted the track. I can now select the TimeShift tool and drag this clip to its desired point. With multi-select tool, you will get multiple tools at the same time. So here envelope tool and both the selection tool is now active. Now we'll see multi-track editing in Audacity. You can get multiple track in Audacity in couple of ways. You can record in multiple tracks or open existing files in multiple tracks, or you can make multiple tracks from a single track. To record in multiple tracks, go to Tracks, Add New. Now you can choose mono or stereo. I will choose mono. You now see an empty track has been added. You can use the solo button to activate only this track. If you now start recording, it will be only recorded in this track. So now I am recording on this new track. My every word will be recorded in this new track. Besides recording, you can open multiple files in the same project. To open multiple files in the same project, you have to choose the import option. Go to Files, Import, and then choose Audio. Choose the audio file you want to open. You now see another file has been opened here. If I go to View, Track Size, Fit to Height, then I can see all these tracks. The last track I have opened is a stereo track, so you see it is a bit different. You can toggle the solo button, then all the tracks will be activated. I will cross out all the tracks, and now we will see how to make multiple tracks from a single track. To make another track from this track, you can select the part and duplicate. Now you see the selected part has been added in a new track. You can use TimeShift Tool to position the new track. You can make a single track from these multiple tracks. You can also position the new track to the start of the timeline. To do that, select the track, then go to Tracks, Align Tracks. Here you can see a Start to 0 option. And now you see that track is now started from the 0 second. You can also make a single track from multiple tracks. Select all the tracks, then go to Tracks, Mix. You can see two options here, Mix and Render and Mix and Render to New Track. Mix and Render to New Track will open a new track. So this new track is a combination of those two tracks. This way you can make a single track from multiple tracks. When all the editing is done, it's time to export. You can export to MP3 or WAV. With multiple tracks, you have the option to export multiple. You have the option to set metadata for this track. At the end, you will see where these tracks are saved and at which name. Currently, you are seeing the waveform, but you also have the option to choose a spectrogram. From here, you can choose a spectrogram and you will see the spectrogram view of your track. There is another interesting tool, that is the spectrogram analyzer. Select the audio and then go to Analyze a Spectrogram, and here you can see which frequency has how much volume level. Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a like if it is any help to you. Also please comment what kind of Audacity tutorial you would like to see next.